Gus, I've got a channel called Psych.Club, and I do numbers, numerology. I might have sent you one or two, but just simply, A is the first letter, so it equals 1. B is the second letter, so it equals 2. C is the third, equals 3. All the way through to Z or 20 or Z, 26. And I work out the codes of names, places, and there's some interesting things I found about you that I'll share.
Wow.
Good evening, everyone. It's Tom Sidney Bushnell here, aka Numbers, and this is the Tom Numbers Show, top of your game, in association with Psych.Club, with my other channel. And I have my good friend and buddy, Mr. Gus Poyet, who is a soccer and football legend. How are you, sir?
Very well. Nice to be with you.
It's looking good. I love that painting behind you there, Gus. That looks fantastic.
Wife, when you used to paint, when we didn't have kids, when we were young, you know, those relaxing times that we had time for everything. Now you don't have too much time.
Those days, yeah. But it's beautiful. I love the red. Those of you that are new to this channel, this will be all about Gus's career and football. We might touch on a few other things. But the reason I'm known as Tom Numbers is I have my sister channel, which is Psych.Club. And they gave me the nickname Tom Numbers because I do numbers, numerology or gematria. Gematria is the technical name. And those that are new, I'll just explain very briefly what it is. So if you think of the English alphabet, A is 1, so the first letter equals 1. B is 2, so it equals the second letter, which is 2. C is the third letter, so it equals 3. D is 4, all the way through to Z or Z for Zaragoza. Z is 26, the letter 26. And you can add up the codes for things. So that's why they call me Tom Numbers. And I've got some interesting ones for you, Gus. I'll start off actually. So Gus comes to 47 when you add it up.
Okay.
Because G is the 7th letter of the alphabet, so it equals 7. U is the 21st letter of the alphabet. And S is the 19th letter of the alphabet. So that's the order it comes in. But if you do Gus, G, U, S, that comes to 7 plus 21 plus 19, and that comes to 47.
Yeah.
Okay. And 47 is a very important number. It's a mirror reflection of gematria. So if you do 47 and you mirror reflect it, it's 74. And the word gematria, which is the technical name for what I'm doing, is actually 74. And in London, we're here in London right now at the moment. So London is also 74. So, and Jesus, I don't know, are you Catholic? Are you a believer? Are you?
Yes, I'm not practicing what we said. I'm not going a lot to churches and to mass, but yes, I went to Catholic schools, and I got married in the church. Yes, so yes,
okay.
I would say the answer is yes, but you know,
a little bit, a bit like
me,
little, not Catholic, but a little, but I believe, you know. So, but yes, 74 is gematria. But if you flip it back to the 47, which is Gus, it also comes to John. And John is a good biblical name. It makes me think of John Kennedy, like JFK, John Kennedy. But atomic silver, I don't know if you know this, Gus, but the atomic number for silver is 47. So it's also Gus. So there you go. So you've got silver. So you've got silver in your name as well. Yeah,
nice.
Silver in your name. And another thing that I noticed is when I was looking on Wikipedia today, I was looking at your stats, and in your career, you not cup goals but league goals. You scored 125 goals. That's what Wikipedia told me in league competition.
Okay. Yeah.
And today's date is January 25.
Oh.
Okay.
There.
Yeah. Probably when this goes out, it'll be a few days later once we've done everything. But the day of filming right now
it's true.
is January 25, January 25th, 125. And Gus, in his league career, scored 125 goals with all of his teams.
Very good.
And some other
sometimes we want to think that it's coincidence, but then when they come into many, you start thinking, okay, what is going on here? I had a little bit of we call it in Spanish like numerology or numerología.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Can you still hear me, Gus? Have I lost you, buddy?
Yes, something happened there. I don't know. Something.
Oh, okay. You're back again. It's because you were telling the truth. That's why it paused.
No, it's probably, I don't know what is going on.
I can hear you again. We seem to be okay again.
Yeah, excellent, perfect.
Repeat, please, what you were saying. You said sometimes there's a
coincidence. I was saying, yes, I was in China for a year coaching, and they really pay attention to numbers over there. They are very important. The numbers, lucky numbers, unlucky numbers, and all this kind that we call in Spanish numerología, which is, I suppose, similar to English numerology, and something related to that. And then you start realizing. Until then, maybe I didn't pay attention too much to the numbers, but now maybe after tonight, even more.
There you go. And I noticed as well. So Poyet, P-O-W-E-T, comes to 81. 81 comes to some interesting things. It comes to tower. It comes to cousin. It comes to the name Tiffany, or the luxury jewelers. I know President Trump has one of his daughters, Tiffany. Tiffany.
And the tower surprised me because I was a little bit like looking like a tower on the pitch sometimes.
Weren't you? You were this tall tower. Yeah.
It's crazy that during my career people didn't notice, but now I don't know why. When I met people, the first thing they say to me is, "Oh, I didn't expect you to be so tall, like so big, like tower or things like that." So yes, it got something.
Yeah,
good.
So Poyet, Gus Poyet, is 4781. 81 is also dollars, which is important, money, And talking to the tower, do you remember this, Gus? The very first time you and me met, and we started our friendship, our association with each other, was in New York. Sure. It was at the soccer fundraiser, the Soccer Legends fundraiser, and it was actually on. I remember this because it was June 10th, and the next in 2015, and the next day, I met Ivanka Trump the following day, and I got a picture with her. So I remember this, and it was not far from Trump Tower where you and me met. We looked out onto Central Park, and it was a wonderful evening. So there was Raul was there, you were there, Robbie Fowler was there. Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel, yes.
Peter Schmeichel.
The other American, Reina, no?
Claudio Reina.
Reina, yeah.
And also, the McAnally. No, was it McAnally? No, the Scottish guy.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
It was Ali, wasn't it? Yeah. So I remember that clearly. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of good stuff. And back in 2015, but June 10th. Wow. So I remember that one. I remember that one clearly.
Yeah, time flies. Okay.
Yeah. And then we've done, a few things in the past together. And so Gus Poyet, that actually comes to 128. And 128, it comes to a few things, but one of the things it reminds me of is Independence Day. There's the movie, but there's also the 4th of July in America, Independence Day. Probably other nations around the world have had Independence Day. It's a very important thing, very important thing. And even if you break it down, I met Ivanka Trump. You had Trump is 88, but you have 2020, so 220s that previous with the election. So Trump 2020 would be 128 as well. And you and me met right there, over Central Park. Central Park is what's that?
Was nice. It was nice one, that kind of thing that you don't expect to do it after you finish your career sometimes, because you think when you finish, but then we were able to maintain relationship with the football, the associations or professional football association, and they always something has come up. That's why it's so important to maintain this relationship. So it's good. Yeah.
Fantastic. I was in New York actually in September this last year, 2021. So I was there, and I stayed in a hotel, but it was a tower. It was the New Yorker Hotel, which is famous for Nikola Tesla. So Nikola Tesla, the inventor, and they talk about how he could have found things like time travel and other other special things. Yeah, wow. And the interesting thing about it is the word time travel. Well, I should say two things. Nikola Tesla comes to 119, which comes to Central Park. And you and me looked out across that when, we were there at the function back in 2015. But time travel comes to 125. And you, my friend, scored 125 goals.
Okay.
And today is 125, it's January 25. Yeah.
Good.
So it's really quite interesting. And you had on the back of your jersey when you would play, particularly for Chelsea, you'd have the number 8. And 8, like you said, in China is that resurrection wealth number.
No. It's very important. I would say that 50% of the reason why I went there, it was because I was number 8.
Really?
I didn't know until later on. Obviously, you don't want to be offer a contract because you play with a number 8 shirt. You want to get a contract because of you coaching, but when they check in the whole, like you say, person name and things like that, it was an important part of the final decision. Let's say if I had to make 2 decisions and I was number 8 and somebody else was playing with number 4, which is bad luck in there, they would say, no, not that one, we go to this one, it's number 8. So it was interesting to learn that later on.
Okay.
But that's what I said to you, the numbers are very important over there, yes.
Wow. So that was important. Okay.
It was important.
That's very interesting, actually. And the word China, you mentioned China. China comes to 80, comes to 35 when you spell it out. And I mentioned John Kennedy, like JFK, but John Kennedy, 125 time travel. But interesting enough, JFK was the 35th president of the United States, which was interesting. And I went to Dallas on my trip. So I was in New York in September, and then a little after that, I was in Dallas, and I saw where everything with JFK. So it's quite a sombering place, But I didn't know that they picked you a big part for number 8.
11 after, yes. Nice.
Wow. Yeah. I've got a question about. So I don't know if this is a rumor, but I'm going to ask you this. So I understood that part of the reason you went to Chelsea was because Maradona had said to go there. Is that correct, or is that another player? I thought it was you.
No. It was. I'll tell you the story because it came out in a different ways. There were 2 reasons. One is we were 3 players from Zaragoza, 3 finishing contract. Okay. And somebody put the 3 names into Chelsea, and they started watching us. One was a centre half, other one was a midfielder, and me. And they watched a game that we play first at Bilbao, where I scored 2 goals and we drew 2-2. That was good. Then they watched a game specifically, tactically, against Real Madrid that we lost. I didn't play well. Okay, that's my opinion. But they were looking at other things tactically, and I was marking a lot. I played an Argentinian player called Redondo, where I tried to do my job.
Redondo,
yeah, Fernando. And then they watch another game away from home, Deportivo La Coruña, where I played one of my best games, even if I didn't score. And the one that recommended me coming to England was Naeem. Naeem used to play for Spurs.
Spurs, yeah.
And he was, they kind of pushed me or give me the little final push to make the decision that, he was telling me, your characteristics are ideal for England, so you must go. And I was saying to him, I'm 29 years old. My kids are born here in Zaragoza. I played 7 years. I can renew my contract, extended for 4 or 5 years and stay here for life. And Naim was saying, no, you must go to England. And that changed my life, really, because I'm still here and the end of my career and the start of my coaching. So it was probably, if not the best, one of the best decisions I made in my career.
So it was
So it was
Naim.
Naim,
Okay.
Naim, yeah.
Not Maradona. Not Maradona.
No, Maradona. No, Maradona. I met him after. I met him before, no individually, but with other people around. And then I met him better when he came here to play very late. The first charity game of UNICEF, Robbie Williams, Old Trafford. Yeah. I was assistant manager of the rest of the world team. And the main player in our team, the main player was Maradona. It's one of the best anecdotes I go with Diego.
Was that when you say that was UNICEF? Was that a Soccer Aid game?
Yes, Soccer Aid, the first one, the number one.
Who was manager, Gus? You were assistant.
Ruud Gullit.
It was Ruud. Okay, I was going to say I thought it might have been Ruud. Okay.
I was the assistant. The funny part of that is that through the game we got so many injuries that Ruud had to play a little bit. And then we had another injury, and I had to play as well at the end of the game because we didn't have any more players. See, we were in pieces. But the anecdote with Diego, which I will remember forever, and I will tell everybody who loved Maradona, is we were in the dressing room because we didn't know if he was coming.
Right.
And he came the last day. So I remember we are all in suits, same suit. It was spectacular, everything we done before. And he's the only one who doesn't have a suit because he came the last day, so they couldn't make it, the last day.
Yeah.
And when we are in the dressing room, everybody English, and Diego no. So everything he needed, he will ask me. Like, Gustavo, can I have, I don't know, socks? Okay, so we'll ask for socks. Gustavo, can I have and I will get it, obviously, And after 3 or 4 things he asked me, he kind of say, and with all respect, everybody is listening, I'm going to try to use correct word. He said, I'm really killing you, like breaking your, killing you because I'm asking you for everything, And I turn, and my reaction, because what he meant for me, Maradona, was, you're Maradona. You can ask for whatever you like. I will do it. And he would say, yeah, but I'm killing you. And later I say, I don't care. I do not care. And it was spectacular. And then in the second half, there were rules in the game.
Yeah.
That you can only play at the same time 5 ex-players.
Yes.
Okay? And because, like I said to you, we were losing all the non-football players. And we didn't have any more players. So either we play with 10 or we needed to play an ex-player. So when they're coming from the English team to complain that we had 6 on the pitch, we told them, okay, you tell Maradona that he's coming out. He cannot play. We won't tell him. We make him come. He plays. And they said, but can we play 6? I said, play whatever you like. It doesn't matter. It's a game. It was full Old Trafford. But Diego was fantastic. It was incredible. I had him up in there. When I was young, I had another idol, another person I used to look at, Uruguayan player, Fernando Morena. He was playing, in a position where I used to play. But then when I was young, when I was coming into professional football, for me, Maradona was the best ever, the top.
Oh, yeah.
So to have that relationship inside a dressing room, that special, kind of situation, for me, it was incredible.
Oh, yeah. He's what got me into football, Gus. I saw him in 1986 and I was like, wow. And I was playing it a few months before, but I saw him and just as genius and inspired me and many others,
Maradona playing nowadays or in the last 10 years, it will be, with all respect, and I love them both, Messi and Ronaldo, it would be over them by far. Why I say that? Because when Maradona played, there were so many tackles flying around and he got kicked badly many, many times.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember one bad tackle on Messi. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't remember one bad tackle on Ronaldo. I don't.
No.
And I do remember many bad tackles on Maradona, especially when Athletic Bilbao, when they broke his leg. So
yes,
the meaning is there were different times, difficult to compare, but I would like to say with the protection of the players that go today, with the VAR, when that Maradona would be unstoppable. It would be out of this world for me.
Yeah.
I saw him doing things that you would think they are impossible to do, and he done it in the 80s, in the 90s. So it's for me was the best ever. I didn't see Pelé live, so I cannot really make an opinion. I saw Messi and Ronaldo, and I think they are both incredible. But for me, at the top of my list, it will be always Maradona.
I can't think beyond Maradona. I can't think beyond him. I mean, I love Zizou as well, and I haven't seen Pelé. I've just seen video.
Another thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Tom. Is that Pelé played with unbelievable players in Brazil.
Yeah.
Maradona didn't really. Messi, when he was at his best, it was always in Barcelona.
Yes.
So we still kind of waiting to see what he's gonna do in Paris Saint-Germain to really put him into another consideration. Maradona done it. Argentino Juniors. It was unbelievable at the age of 17. National team of Argentina when he was under 20. He won the World Cup in Japan. With Boca Juniors, it was unbelievable. He went to Barcelona. It was unbelievable. I think they broke his leg. He went to Napoli, and as everybody knows, in Napoli he's God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, more than God, more than Jesus, and more than anyone. you know, like, so we're talking about, and then he won that World Cup practically, and with all the respect to the other players, in his own, which never happened in football. So it's difficult to compare with the rest what they didn't, you know. But listen, you know, any opinion is valid, so I will stick with Maradona.
I think he scored, didn't he, in that charity game? He scored the penalty against Jamie Theakston.
Yeah. Obviously, we needed him to score. We needed the referee to give us something for Diego to score. But it was, like I said, it, personally, like a person more than a sportman, it was special. You know, when sometimes they ask you who you would like to meet and blah, 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 we always go to sport people first, at least me.
Yeah.
You don't go into an international figure or, you know, Nelson Mandela or somebody like that. You go always into your sport. And I would say me, if you ask me this 30 years ago, I would say Maradona first and most. And then now the other person I would love to meet, I never see him live, I never see him, it was Michael Jordan. Because my second sport is basketball.
MJ, yeah.
And the best moment of my life watching basketball, it was watching Michael Jordan. So then, yes, we can go into other things, you know, actors or Formula One or like I said, politicians or whatever. But in terms of sports, for me, those two, they are, and they will be always above everybody. I don't think anyone will beat them.
I'd have to agree with that, because I remember when Michael Jordan came out, and it wasn't, you know, that Maradona and him kind of overlapped. I knew Maradona first, and then a year or two later, basketball got really big in the playgrounds here in England, you know, because of Michael Jordan. And I've always thought that. I was like, he was Maradona of basketball, you know, and he was fun to watch. He was inspirational to watch, you know, the things he did. I've not seen anyone better than that. I
read 2 or 3 books about Michael Jordan. I watch, obviously, his documentary that, you know, people criticize. It's normal that people criticize. I think we are in a world that if somebody doesn't criticize you, you are not alive. You know.
Yeah.
You're dead. Normally we praise only people who are dead. You know, when you're alive, it's always someone going against you. But it made me watch basketball. I stopped. I had to be honest. I stopped watching NBA a lot when he retired. It changed my mind. It was like it's not the same. And I recognize the new ones, the LeBrons, the Kobe. The incredible. But at that time, I think it's also the moment of your life. You know, when you are, like I said, Maradona 80 something. So I was probably just before 20, between the age of 15 and 35, 40. That's the moment where you create your, you know, sport people. younger, maybe it's an idol, like I said to you. But then, really, when you go into sport, and for me, that age, they were both in the best moments of their career.
Yeah, I have to agree. They're the best two that I've seen. Talking of football, well, actually, to stay on the basketball topic for a second, Gus. So I knew that you is just basketball is your second sport, and some in your family played basketball. But your height is 188 meters, if I'm correct.
6'2", they're saying here. 6'2", yeah, more or less.
Yeah. So 188, you're going to like this one. So remember, we spoke about time travel, 125. You've scored 125 league goals. Today is 125, January 25th. And you were like, oh, wow, not coincident, time travel. John Kennedy, 125. So 188 is an important number because it comes to President Kennedy. That's 188. It also comes to Close Encounters, that famous film with the third kind. It also comes to Jesus of Nazareth, which is wow. And also we talked about Gus Poyet being dollars 81 and silver 47, atomic 47 is Gus and John. But it also comes to the phrase "show me the money." You know that Jerry Maguire film with
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Many times.
Yeah. So 188, your height comes to all those things: President Kennedy, Close Encounters, Jesus of Nazareth, and show me the money.
Jesus of Nazareth is the most important. Well, show me the money.
Which one's most important, you say?
I would say Jesus of Nazareth. Yes, I think,
Jesus of Nazareth. Yes,
probably. But the problem is that we are human beings. We will always think about show me the money.
Show me the money. Yeah. Well, that's what makes the world go around, isn't it? But then if you've got some, then you can be more like Jesus of Nazareth, I guess. So, but talking of, you did the comparison of Maradona and of Messi. And I remember talking to Peter Schmeichel about this a few years ago on the train, and he was like, he didn't really want to go with the question. He said they're both, and obviously he's got an affinity to Ronaldo with Manchester United. But I'm glad you've said what you think, in terms of Maradona. But I've always thought that Messi and Ronaldo are a little bit like a blend of the two of Maradona. So Messi, very similar the way Maradona played, but his character is more kind of reserved, more introverted. Whereas Ronaldo, I am the best, I am the king. But Diego had that feeling as well. He knew that. So he could kind of, almost like sexy football, he could turn it on when he needed to in the big games. And Messi's obviously done that as well. But I've always thought that those two kind of characteristics of Messi and Ronaldo kind of blended together were both encapsulated in Maradona.
With any doubt, the similitude that everybody looks is the way of play, and that obviously left for him Messi, position, Argentina, and blah, blah, blah. But I think it's like I said to you, I put everyone in their own place. For example, Messi, I think is natural. He doesn't really need to train too much his ability. He's got it, and he's going to do it. It's incredible. You don't know what he's going to do. And if you know that he's going to go one way, it goes anyway, because he will do something to make you not go that way. You know how many times we say he's going to go to his left, he's going to go to the left, and he goes to his left anyway, even if you know. when Ronaldo is the example of somebody believing in himself, and working as hard as you can to become that person or that player. And that's a great example. I don't think it's too many people that pay attention to what he does to be who he is or who he was. I didn't do it, and I'm honest to say I didn't work as hard as Ronaldo. So how can you be that good if you didn't really work that hard? He really put the effort into it. I was very professional. I think the best part of me is not hitting the ball, or it wasn't, hitting the ball or this or that. It was being professional in the whole world. Whole world means looking after yourself, having a correct life, training well, eating well, caring, paying attention, respecting, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But he went to another level. He took football to another level. to the pre-training, after training, eating, recovery. The recovery that he does it's amazing. You know, like things that we didn't even think about it in the 90s. So there is plenty of work. So like you said, you know, putting the two together, it will be, you know, a robot.
A robot, yeah.
A robot, yes.
An alien robot. So
Yeah.
Gus, that's interesting you say that. So Ronaldo, when I watch Ronaldo play, I can see he has natural talent, but I can see the effort that it's almost like people can almost, what's the word, sympathize with what he's doing, because you can see what he's doing, but he does it at such an exceptional level. And with Messi, it's like Zlatan said it, and I thought it ages ago, that it's like PlayStation. It's almost unreal. It's like he's a bit off world. He's a bit like he's an alien or something. You know, something out of this world. Just the talent is just off the charts. Whereas with Ronaldo, his talent and his work ethic and his self-belief is off the charts. But it's kept him at, well, to use the subtitle of the show, is top of your game. He's been at the top of his game through all that. If you were playing now, so rewind the clock maybe 10, 15 years, and you were playing now, seeing the example of Ronaldo, do you think that could have perhaps inspired you to get another 15, 25% more from your game?
100%. 100%. I mean, if there is any player out there that is listening to us and he thinks he got that quality, natural quality, and he can keep working in different aspects of the game, and he pay attention to the level of work, suffer, and you know when you put that kind of football ahead of everything, really. He got a family and he has his life as well and enjoy his life. Yeah. But he knows that he go 15, 20 years to play football at the highest level, and he must do what he does to be at that level all the time. He doesn't want to drop 1% of his capacity. And for that, he needs to go to training early. He needs to look after himself. He needs to do the right breakfast at the right time to be able to perform well in training, and then to do it after training, the right amount of food to be in the kind of form that he is. I mean, I remember when we used to take the shirt out to celebrate goals. Even myself, I was skinny. I never went to the gym in my life, to do weights. Other people work with a little bit of a belly, or other people work, like the body is he is like.
That was me in my football career, Gus, when I was in the Premier League with you.
But you try to paint an athlete to play football, and it kind of, you go to that kind of. I think Ronaldo is probably 6'1" or more or less 6'1". So it's a good size with tremendous power, big muscles, no fat. He jumps, he sprints, he recovers. I mean, he got so many things that you can work on it to a certain level. Obviously, technology helps nowadays. You got more control of all those things that when we play football in the 80s and 90s. But with any doubt, he will do more things, not to copy him, but to be better myself, because you cannot copy anyone. You cannot copy Messi ability, but it's just to improve yourself 1, 2, 3, 15%, like you said. And I think that is possible. So anyone who is listening, depending on your condition, depending on the characteristics, and depending on your life, if you can do that extra bit and look after yourself the way he does, is amazing.
What do you think in terms of metrics, like a percentage? What do you think it could have, maybe, if you were now and you were being able to see that example and doing that same level over and above yourself, how much more do you think you may have been able to squeeze out of the natural talent that you had?
With any doubt, in terms of power, look, I also, depending where you play, and that was a big mistake from me, and I think that many people make it. I was playing in Spain, and to be honest, in Spain, I was strong enough to hold people with my body.
Okay.
Bottom line, no gym sessions. No, we didn't go to do weight, upper body weight. And then I came to England, and one of my first games, I think it's the first season, or the first season, we're playing against Dion Dublin. Dublin.
Yeah. Okay. Big Dion, big lad.
And he put his hand on my chest a little bit just to hold me.
Yeah.
and I couldn't move. It was like holding me like I was 10 years old, like tremendous. His power was, and I'm like trying to go forward, and I got this honey here, and you're thinking, wow, I think I need to go to the gym.
Right.
And I was already 29. I was not 19.
Yeah.
So then you start thinking, oh, maybe I need a little. Obviously, you're not going to transform your body at that age, but obviously as well, because of my size, if I go too heavy, then I'm slower. But with any doubt, there is certain position on the pitch that you need certain physicality, and I realized that late.
Yeah.
But because maybe I was playing all right in Spain, I was not needed. But in England, careful, so there is certain things that with any doubt I would do. After when I coach, funny enough, I went back to Spurs, and you start seeing how much the players they spend it on the gym.
Okay.
Things that we didn't do. We didn't know. That's why football went to another level as well. So probably my body would be different if I was a football player now, or if I was 20. I would be a little bit more powerful. That doesn't mean that you lose other things, but with any doubt, that would be different. Yeah.
And do you think you would have if you'd have done that? Do you think you'd have still played the same position, or would you have played maybe further up?
Yeah, with any doubt, because when I started my career, I was always a main striker, no moving from the box, very static. The problem when I went to Spain at the age of 22, and it was a system at that moment that everybody was playing 4-4-2, and the two strikers, they used to move a lot, and I didn't. The coach said to me, I think you need to go back a little bit and drop and learn to play in midfield. And I had a season and a half of working on my fitness, and working on my game, and working in a new position, learning. I was playing a lot back to goal as a number 9, and then I found myself facing the goal. So it was totally different game, and the box to box, in the first season that I started doing that, I struggled physically with it badly. So I started paying attention to the fitness part more, and running more, and in games in training where they were not that running demanding, I was running anyway, just to improve my fitness. But because if no, I couldn't play. So it was like reinventing myself because of the football that I needed to play in Spain. And maybe if I was only playing in Uruguay, I would play my whole career as a number 9, static, old-fashioned number 9 inside the box, and depending on the wingers crossing for me. So there is something on me that luckily I learned early, which was the fitness part, but not to that level because we didn't use the gym as much as the players they used today.
Talking of players, you mentioned we were speaking about Maradona. You mentioned some others. I wanted to ask you what your all-time, and you can include players you played with, and you can include yourself if you want. What would be your 1 to 11 of all time? Current players, previous players, any you played with or against, or anyone that's played football?
Wow, it's gonna be tough because sometimes you go always to the ones that you remember for some reason. I think in goal, probably I will pick one I play with and one I play against. Peter Schmeichel is gonna be there for sure. I think
Peter's mine. Yeah, he's mine. He's my one. Yeah,
it was incredible. It was different in everything. It was ahead of the game all the time. And then I played with one in Uruguay, which is called Fernando Alves, which, funny enough, I saw him playing a lot as a fan. And then I was lucky to play the Copa America 1995 with him as a goalkeeper when he retired from the national team. So it was like, imagine, you are young. I'm not saying a kid, a young 14, 15, 16-year-old going to the stadium to watch the game and seeing this goalkeeper and saying, wow, he's amazing. How he came and collected the ball and played, with his feet. And then 10 years later, if I was 15 or 10 years later, you playing a Copa America final with him in goal and you winning because he saved a penalty. So it's like, spectacular, no?
Wow. So that was it, 95. That's when you won the
95.
You won the
Copa
Copa America with Uruguay. Yeah.
So then right back, I need to say, I can say 100 I play with, but in terms of playing with and against, because I suffer him as a player as well, I need to go with Cafu.
Cafu, yeah.
was 6 months at Zaragoza. He couldn't play because we were able to play only 3 foreigners, incredibly. And our right back in Zaragoza was amazing, a Spanish guy called Alberto Belsue. So let's say that the position of the right back between Cafu and Belsue, they were okay, but the one he was playing in my position, he was not as good as Belsue. So I took advantage of having a Spanish, very good right back for me to be able to play as a 3 foreigners. So kind of we left Cafu out of the team. It's incredible what I'm saying, but it's the truth. But then I played against him with the national team, and it was incredible. Cafu was spectacular. Central defenders, I need to put one that played with me, which is Desailly, Marcel Desailly. It was from another world. It was spectacular. It was big. It was professional. It was a winner. It was a man. It was someone that you wanted in your team.
He's a joker as well, isn't he? He's funny.
Yeah, it was nice.
I text with him sometimes. He's always like showing pictures of where he's eating and everything, and all over the place.
I don't joke with my wine. I like that one. When he had a red one, he said, I don't joke with my wine. The other centre half is practically impossible. I mean, there is so many. The first one is coming is Maldini. I play against it was
Maldini,
the guy who so cool in everything he done. He was like he was able to be strong, quick, good on the ball. Like everybody say, the woman say, even pretty, always nice, always well. You play a defender, you should be bleeding and you should be dirty. So he was able to manage all that situation. Left back, oof.
He could have played left back as well.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Roberto Carlos because
I
think the position of left back, when you go in the history of football, I'm sure that if you pick 3, Roberto Carlos is gonna be there for some reason, even for what he's done with the ball. It's difficult to think about other left backs in history that they are at his level. Then it depends. Midfield, it depends what we need for the midfield, because obviously you will pick always strikers. How I put in the same team Maradona, Messi, or or Ronaldo, or so many. So it's difficult to pick a midfield, but I will name to you a few. I think the best English midfielder I play against is Paul Scholes. He had everything. But like I said, playing in Spain, I play against incredible midfielders. I play against Guardiola, who I finished kicking him because I couldn't get him. When you were too close to Pep will play one touch.
Yeah.
But when you live in 3 yards, he will play 2 or 3 touches. So you will stop it to make you come, and then he will play. And you will think, okay, I'm gonna get it. And the guy I tried to get him, I wasn't off. I made a bad tackle on him and at the no camp, and I got my second yellow, and see you later. So I play against Laudrup, which it was.
And Michael.
It was on the ball. It was like.
Rolls Royce.
Zidane kind. It was.
Zidane and Laudrup.
It was probably one of the first players I seen passing the ball without looking. Like now it's so nice to say that Ronaldinho done it and so many people does it. But he was the first looking at that way and going bang, and you would say, how he did see that? It was no space. It was no way that the ball will pass. And on top of that, looking that way and making the pass the perfect way, it was class, we call it, so that
he do the spoon ball, wouldn't he, as well?
No, I suffer him. I tell you, I suffer the dream team of Barcelona when I was at Zaragoza. He was one of the main guys, and it was nice to watch him, but difficult to suffering. You know, like it was terrible. Who else?
So you got Scholes and Pep in the middle.
Scholes, Pep. I would put Laudrup there. I would put. There is so many. I mean, you know, it's like I said to you. I play with Francescoli. I play with Gianfranco Zola. Francescoli, Uruguay. You know, when they ask me who is the best player you play with, I say Gianfranco Zola, because I was lucky to have him 4 years every day with me at training and a game. How I define him the best player I play with is because he makes me, during those 4 years, a better player. I was a better player with playing with Gianfranco Zola. And that's how good he was. Not me, him. So when
he's a lovely person as well, Gianfranco.
Yeah, it's amazing. But when a player makes the players around him better, that means he's out of this world. Now, at the same, you know, before playing with Gianfranco in '95, I played with Francescoli, Enzo Francescoli, which he was one of the best Uruguayan players in the history, and absolutely top class captain, outside the pitch, inside the pitch, an unbelievable player, a proper leader, accepting responsibility. And I don't remember another player I play with. I don't remember, and I cannot name anyone who every time you get the ball and look up, he would be free to get the ball. Always available. Always. You know, sometimes you're playing and it's tight and you need to look and see someone in a nice position to give him the ball. He was always there. He had an understanding of what the team needed to get away from difficult situations that it was amazing. So if I was training with Francescoli the same amount of time that I trained with Gianfranco Zola, it would be tough for me to pick one or the other. Okay,
right.
But because I didn't have that time with Enzo, with the Francescoli, I had to pick Gianfranco. So like I said, then I need to put Francescoli. I have to. I need to put Gianfranco Zola. I have to. I want to put Laudrup. Then you say to me, I play against Maradona when he was in Sevilla. I need to put Maradona. How we made the team? We need a rugby team, 15. But let's say that around there, you will find that kind of situation. And then I'm being unfair with so many players I play with, you know, like, but you cannot put them in there, so it's difficult.
So are we going for
we're going for Scholes because we put one from here at the Premier League. We put Guardiola, we put Laudrup, we put Maradona, we put Francesco, and we put Gianfranco Zola. All number 10s, no strike.
Wow, that's a great team. That's a great team. That's a great team. Yeah.
All the best for the defenders, because Cafu is going to be overlapping and Roberto Carlos is going to be overlapping. So the defenders are going to be there. All the best, Maldini and Desailly.
That's a great team. I remember, I think it was, if I've got this right, it was Zidane said that Francescoli was his, Enzo was his favorite player, you know?
Yeah, he named one of his sons.
One of his sons, Enzo.
Enzo, because of Francescoli. Imagine.
And he played in Marseille, didn't he? Played in Marseille.
You know, it's nice that you know that, because sometimes when I name Francescoli, people, they say, who? And I'm thinking, come on, he's the idol of Zidane, my friend.
Yeah,
to be the idol of Zidane, you need to be that high, you know? Yeah. Imagine, I don't know who was the idol of Maradona, but it has to be someone out of this world.
Yeah.
Because if Maradona was looking at someone better than him, imagine. So yes, it was a special.
You've brought something up, Gus. You said about people you'd like to have dinner with. So this is, I think I'm going to incorporate this in some of the future interviews. So thank you for this. So top 5 people from history or current, they can be living still. Who would you like to meet at a dinner table? So it's you plus 5 others from anywhere.
Well, I want to pick the 2 that I told you first, because I think I had it. I was lucky to have it with Maradona, and I'm going to put it there because it was special.
Yes.
Michael Jordan for sure. For sure. I you know, so many things that I would like to talk about, life, sport, and so many things he's done. Then the other thing I would like to see, you know, to be outside football, which is difficult. So I need to think about it, but there is always someone down there that I can find, because the problem is I was so lucky to meet my idol in Uruguay.
Yeah.
I met him so many times. He was my coach, in my first year in Uruguay. So if I didn't know him personally, obviously I would put it there. But because I know him and I met him so time and he helped me so much, it's kind of difficult to have that willing,
Yeah. So
to
that
meet
would
him.
be Enzo was you're talking about?
No, I would say I mean, Michael Jordan has to be there. Let's put people that didn't meet, okay? Michael Jordan is number one. It's not easy, It's not easy because I was looking at some politicians, but I'm not a very good friend of politicians nowadays with the life that we're living. So yes, it's difficult to
that's another
get
story.
one of them. Yeah, no, because if you asked me a few years ago, maybe I would say one of the main presidents of the world, but tough. I don't think I'll go too many. I cannot tell you too many. When I was young, I would say it would be easier. If you ask me this question when I was young, knowing the people that nowadays obviously wasn't there, but I would say probably one of the presidents of the United States, or one of the big leaders worldwide, or one of the, we call him in Spanish Madre Teresa de Calcutta, Mother Teresa. But that kind of situation was when I was young. Now that I'm a little bit older and not that religious and not that with politics and not that
Okay.
It changed a little bit, like.
Okay, I hear you.
So I will leave it with Maradona that I done it, and with the Michael Jordan that I didn't.
Okay, well that's still got a table. We could be down in Kensington having a nice dinner, and you could call me up, say,
no,
Tom,
it would be nice. Imagine the four of us. I mean, with Diego, you will have so many anecdotes. He's always willing to tell you a story, which is amazing. I don't know Michael Jordan, so I cannot tell you, but I will have 120,000 questions, because when you read a book, you would like to think that everything is in there is spot on.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, to sell the book, you need to put a few stories that people will be impressed by. And it's incredible. You can ask many people who read books from Michael Jordan. Maybe everyone will have a different thing. Me, the thing that impacted me, really made an impact on me of Michael Jordan is apparently one game away from home with Chicago Bulls. He was really ill. By ill means temperature bad,
against Utah Jazz.
And he played anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
But the meaning that they put in the book is that he thought in himself, there's gonna be 20,000 people in there, and maybe they're gonna be 1 or 1,000. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 1,000. That he paid the ticket to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't play because I'm ill, that person that is 1, for sure there were 1,000, but that person is not going to be able to see me. And he spent his money only because I'm coming to town. So I must play for him.
Yes.
And that is like,
wow.
If it's true, it's one of the best stories I ever had in sport. Because I was ill many times, and when you cannot play, you cannot play.
Yeah.
And at that time, you are only thinking about if you can play or not yourself to help the team, or to help, to do what you do best. But to be thinking in that person, okay, you need to be that kind of player. No, people won't pay to see me only. But what I mean is, that mentality is to be that big, that important, that good, and to have that mentality is spectacular. I think I
remember that when he was, I think the games you're talking about is when they were playing Utah Jazz, and they're playing the final.
He won on the series that they take him really bad. I don't know if it's that one, but it's a point in the book, like it's interesting because he's thinking about that fan that maybe spent $500 because he got a ticket that he couldn't get. because Michael Jordan is coming to town and I must see him live.
Yes.
And imagine you get there and he's not playing because he's ill. And you go, what?
Yeah.
So if it's really true, or if it's really, it would be amazing to know by him, because I think it's a great point. And I think it's something that we don't realize sometimes when we play against the best. For example, I suffered Messi with Betis when I was a coach. I lost 6-2 and no come. After 40 minutes, we were 1-1, and I thought, hello, yeah. and then like we used to say, Messi woke up, and he went, bam, 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 see you later, game over. Like I said, what was that, Messi? Okay.
Yeah.
So I imagine that when Messi was going and playing everywhere in Spain, the people was probably going to the stadium that day because it was Messi there, and that's something special.
Yeah.
And you will like to see him in any condition. So I think it's special.
Yeah, that's a good point you said about MJ, because there's stuff now with sportsmen, whether they're going to play games or compete in matches or boxing. There's a few things right now flying around to, do certain athletes take time out. But what you're saying about MJ's example back then is pretty amazing, because someone might have saved up for many months to come and watch that game, and then if they cancel,
imagine
the normal man
day
has to change his plans.
Exactly. So I think that's a great point for people to understand, especially when you are at that level, that you need to think about who is coming to watch you.
Yes.
Who is coming to see you, who is making an effort maybe this month financially to be able to buy that ticket and watching you. And it's something that obviously only the top needs to think about that, the top players, because that's the one that you want to see.
Talking of mindset and philosophy, Gus, what's your thoughts now? I mean, you alluded to, when I asked you some questions, you said, well, when I was younger, I might have thought this, but now we're in terms of a positive outlook of life right now. We know what the world has gone through. We don't need to dwell on the negative side of those things. But from your perspective as Gus, today on 1/25/2022, what's your philosophy currently right now? I saw something on your WhatsApp and I was like, Gus he's thinking about a lot of things. What's your positive outlook on a philosophical side, from your perspective, Gus? I'd be interested to hear about that.
Me, it's quite simple and it's straightforward. When I need to do something, or I have to do something, I do it, and I don't care about anything else. I need to go and see my mom, I go to Uruguay, and if you make me go by boat, I go by boat, and I don't care about anyone. I don't care about any politician. I don't care about any people trying to scare me, any people trying to stop me. It's my mom, it's my life, and I'm looking after myself, bottom line. Then under the rules, yes, I comply to the rules if they have to comply, or the rules I think they are good enough to comply, and then the rest, because I think one of the things that when we are public figures, and obviously I am, especially in England, is that it looks like we are always living the life that other people want you to live. No, you cannot do that. No, you cannot do that. I go on the underground, and people say, what are you doing in the underground? Traveling. What are you doing? Oh, no, but I thought that you will be in a helicopter going from my house to Mayfair. I'm in the underground. Now, can I drive? Because it's normal, yeah. If I'm going to drive and it's going to take me 45 minutes and I'm going to pay that ridiculous congestion charge because somebody thinks that is good enough. Talking about politicians de nuevo. Again, sorry, de nuevo, that's Spanish. Talking politicians again and all of that. I'm going the underground. I don't care. Now, so the idea is I keep calling my friends by nickname. And if somebody doesn't like it, I do not care. Me and my friends, we call ourselves by nickname. And if you don't like it, it's your problem. It's not mine. You live in your life, I'm living my life. I'm not going to be looking about how you relationship yourself with your family or your friends. Because 4 idiots now, they don't want me to call my big friend Big Head because you got a massive head. I know that's bad. It's your problem is bad. It's not my problem. And he didn't have a problem for 54 years. He's not going to have a problem now. But we living in that life that people make us try to live their life, what they want. And that's unrespectful. It's funny what they say, no, because that's unrespectful. For who? For you. Okay. I won't call you Big Head. But if my friend is Cabezón, which is big head in Spanish, he doesn't have any problem. He even has his own name in the WhatsApp, Cabezón. So we don't have that problem. Now, don't make me be you, because I'm not making you be myself. I don't force you to call him Cabezón. So don't force me not to call him Cabezón. And that kind of situations are embarrassing nowadays. Because of, it's the first time in the history of life that a minority like that is managing the majority of people. I would say 2% of people who complain about all these new stupidity rules are making 98% living a life that is not the ones that we want to live. And I'm not accepting that.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, fine, it's your problem. But I'm going to keep living my life because I'm not going to live the life that you want. You know, we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. And I don't want to live a false life with my people. I repeat. I never had a problem. And I got 2 or 3 rules in my life. One is respect. I respect everybody, and the people respect me fine. And if you don't respect me personally, you don't exist for me. You're out. See you later. Out.
Yeah.
I do it with people. I do it with chairmans. I do it with journalists. I do it with everyone. Professionally, we can have a disagreement. You can think I'm a good coach, a bad coach, a decent coach, or no coach. But personally, I don't accept any, stupidity. That's why I don't have social media. Because social media is being created for one reason, and now people is using it for a totally different one. They are using it only to be aggressive on other people, to insult, to be negative, to bring everything down. So I'm trying. That's the biggest thing I can say to you. I'm trying to live my life the best I can under the rules, respecting everybody, paying my taxes, but then not listening to those, minority that are trying to change my life because I want to accept it. I want.
Yeah. Talking of you said you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So one of the things that happened when you and me met back in 2015, the first time, my cousin Paul had died about a week before. And he died, and it was the first time in my close family someone of that age had passed. You know, my grandparents unfortunately passed a few years before that, but that was to be expected at some point. So, have you had any thoughts or experiences of what may be beyond life? Like, I mean, in terms of maybe connection with people that have passed, or thoughts on it, or experiences.
Yeah, no, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't think about it. I'm in the other. Right now, I'm in the other side. Is in the do as much as you can now, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So I'm not thinking about that. You know, I make an example. When people ask me about what is your best year, of your life, I know really you try to be, clever and think about your family or think about. But then you always finish with football. Like I say, 1995. I won the Winners' Cup with Zaragoza against Arsenal, and then I went to Uruguay, and a month later I won the Copa America. So in 2 months I was like champion of the world, But then I go, maybe 2018, 19, I think it was 19. Yeah, 19 before the pandemic, where I went to Uruguay to see my family. I had a great time in there in the summer. Then I went to work a little bit in Qatar with the television. Then I took my wife that I promised 25 years before for a safari. And then I went back to Greece that I didn't go after I was there in 2016 to visit the islands that I was so close when I was there and I didn't visit it. And then 3 years later, I had to go back because I didn't visit when I was there. And I done so many things in 2019 without working. That was waiting for 20 years. The kind of you probably said, I would like to go next year to, I don't know, here I know next year. And then next year you say, maybe next year. And then you never do it. I done everything in 2019. So
do it now. Yeah.
For me, 2019 is great. Now, it's nothing to do with work, we're winning football games, we're making money, nothing at all. It was just to having the life that, you know, do the things that you want to do with friends, with family. I mean, it was amazing. And I'm pleased, because I wouldn't like to be in a position where, why I didn't. That's typical the human being. Why I didn't do that? Why I didn't do that when I had a chance? Why I didn't? I done it. See you later. You know, and if I have to do something tomorrow again, I will do it, because that's the problem that we go in life. We're always thinking about what to do next year, and we never do it. And I recommend people to do it, because life. I don't want to be dramatic, but it's the truth.
It is true. Blink of an eye, it's gone. Yeah,
it's the truth. You know, I was trying to John Terry's wedding in a beautiful car that JT put up for us.
Yeah.
When my brother called me and said, you must come to Uruguay because dad is dying. Okay. And I couldn't travel that night. So I had to go to the wedding with that feeling. And next day I had to travel to Uruguay. It was the longest trip in my life.
Yeah.
You know, traveling all the way to Uruguay just to, and when I was there, I got there, it was already dead, and it was everybody waiting for me, and it was a nightmare, because you're so far. And then you start thinking, why didn't come away before? Why I didn't go? You start asking all those questions when you had the chance. I was there 2 months before, but what I mean is, you ask more and more. Well, now I'm not waiting. If I can, you know, that's the main thing, no? But I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for anything. I just do it. If I can do it, I do it.
Well, Gus, that's probably a good way to conclude. It's been a pleasure talking to you, buddy. Thank you for your time. It's always great to see you. And I think probably the concluding message for people is seize the day. Just do it, you know, regardless of what's going on, because you just don't know. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So live your life.
Live your life today. You know, we got a problem in saying that we think a lot about the past, and we complain about the past, and we're thinking, what we want to do, but we never do in the future. Do it today. If you can't do it today, do it today. If you want to see a friend, go and see him. Spend the time. It doesn't matter if it's 3-4 hours in the car, go and see him. And if you need to, you know, like I said, I would like you to go to the restaurant, but it's a little bit expensive, but you want to go that day to that restaurant.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you're going to say, wow, what a night. Don't tell anyone how much you spend. It doesn't matter. But that's the day. Or go to see the show, theater, or go to see the concert, or go, because when you realize it's gone. And it's not better things to do the things that we like, and that we're always thinking about either obviously the money or the time or how long it will take or what they're going to say if I go there. Don't. Just do it.
Do it. You just said it there. So that's a perfect way to conclude, Gus. You said, Tom, just do it. So do it comes to 48, which is my name, Tom.
Well done. That's it.
Perfect.
Good finish.
Thanks, Gus. God bless you, buddy.